Okay, looks like we are live. So this is Andrew Lowen, aka Designer of Deliverance, and I'm going to be playing a solo mode on Tabletop Simulator using one of my favorite characters. So hopefully, and I'm going to do it on a really high difficulty level. I'm going to solo Nightmare difficulty and try to beat the game for all you guys live. I haven't staged anything. As you'll see, the everything's just going to get shuffled and randomized completely. So here we go. And I am quite partial to Gabriel and Uriel. I feel like if I had to really try hard, these would be the characters. Maybe Michael, but I'm gonna play Gabriel because that's my bro, my brother-in-law. And here we go. So to start off, I am going to play Nightmare difficulty level, which is going to require that I add 2 demon talents. I'm going to use minor talents in battle 1, major talents in battle 2, and then angels are going to gain 2 levels at the game start. So what that means is I get to either pick talents or treasures, and in solo, I get to pick 2 or draw 2 and then pick 1. So in solo, I also get to, whenever I get a talent for my angel here, I get a talent for my intercessor. And that is going to be pretty awesome. So I'm going to go with 2 talents to the start, at the start of the game. So riposte, I could either deal damage in combat if I get attacked, or whenever I would draw a prayer card, I can reveal 2 of them instead. And I really love the prayer build for Gabriel, so that's the first one I'm going to do there. Along with this talent here, ooh, 2 maximum health. Or an action that just gives me. Okay, so now this is a heal. Although I do have this, I think I'm gonna go with increased fortitude. I'm gonna just get 2 bonus health. That'll probably be really important. Okay, so let's see the second talent. I remember I gained 2 levels, so here we go. Ooh, okay. The prayer build is coming together. Okay, so I can either gain courage for each prayer card that I gain or that I would discard, or whenever I use a prayer card, I can deal damage. That's a really tough one. Ooh, all right. So I feel like this is one of those decisions that's like, it's a huge deal. So I'll be probably using prayer cards more often. But if I would, I could use the prayer action that I'll be using more frequently to fuel my free actions. So basically, it's which type of damage do I want to deal. And I think I'm going to go for Prayer Warrior. That's just such a strong skill. Whenever I use a prayer card, I just get to deal 1 damage. That might be really clutch in the right situation. Okay, so all right, so either emboldened prayers. Whenever the intercessor tests, add 1 to the result. Or when an angel would roll a test, you can discard this skill to make that test an automatic success. I like discarding skills because if I were to gain another talent, and I have a skill that's discarded, or rather, when I would level up, I can choose to gain a talent. And if I have a skill that's discarded from the intercessor, I'd be able to level the intercessor up again. So that's kind of useful. And then whenever a test is passed using the intercede action, I can choose both options. So intercede says you test 7 plus. On success, you cast down a darkness card or remove an affliction. And this would change it to and remove an affliction. I don't really have ways to remove afflictions with this character. I also have a lot of testing that I would do, so I can guarantee that a test gets to cast down a darkness card. I can guarantee that my test with shield discus is buffed. That's or I can obviously guarantee that the intercessor would roll a test because the intercessor does count as an angel. That's a tough one. All right, I am going to use spiritual gifts because I don't have a way to get rid of afflictions, and that might be really important. Um, I know that I can gain shield or prayer cards and whatnot with this, but that's what I'm gonna do. So my levels are done. Now let's stage the battle. Gonna have Sandman and Hateful Fiend. So let's grab them. Sandman, Hateful Fiend. All right, so where are they placed? Okay, so what I always do is I look for the Saints. Where are the Saints placed? And then the other guys are just placed on the other tile. So both of the lefts here. Okay, so ooh, they're right next to each other. That is convenient for me. So the Fiends are down here. Sandman is here. That space is going to be really important this game. All right. Let's go ahead and get everything set up. Got 2 courage. I put everyone's action tokens there, and I'm going to grab their cards. Hateful Fiend and the Sandman. All right. Now, I get to draw 2 talents apiece for these guys. This is going to be interesting. All right. So this is probably going to change the way that I need to beat these dudes. Now, by the way, the thing about solo mode that I really love, and I didn't actually realize this when we were designing it at first, was that there's only one target, and that means that all the demons are going to go after just me, and that changes the dynamic from 2-player pretty significantly. Okay, so all right, the Sandman is casting and gloomy. Oh, we're adding darkness cards to the board, and angels are dealt 1 damage, and each demon heals 1. So I probably have to kill these Sandmen first. Okay, Agile. These guys are going to move towards Saints. So these guys are going to try to flip my Saints over now. And no, they're veiled, which means that it's really hard to deal them damage. So that's really tough. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so I have to test 6+ in order to actually even damage these monsters. That's rough. Okay. All right. So, we're going to get into the action. So everything's all set and staged. And I get to now, by the way, after the battle cards are placed, I get to position my angel. So you do get to position your guy. Okay, I'm going to start here because that is good. All right. Now, my shield discus has a range of 3, which means that I can shield discus that Sandman, and then I can move over here afterward. That's going to be really important. If I can, I need 3 experience to level up, and if I can drop the Sandman in a single round, I really want to. I just don't know that I can. But I could probably destroy him next round. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do, I am going to... Okay, so I could move an angel 3 spaces, which is... or I can just use my action here. So first thing I do, because these Sandmen are going to act first, they're going to move adjacent to the nearest Saint, and that means that they're going to move close to me. So I'd probably hit this guy, move over here, and maybe use a prey action. You know, I get to flip both those Saints in a single movement, which is huge. But I will probably do that. So let's deal damage to the Sandman first. So I'm going to spend 2 courage, hit him with shield discus. I'm going to deal 3 damage and potentially 1 more. So let's see. Gotta get. All right, success. So he takes 4. And that was Sandman number 2. He's going to heal 1. All right, so that was a free action. I didn't actually have to spend an action there. I'm not actually close enough to do anything else, and I think I really need to pray. So I will. All right. So by the way, solo mode, the way that solo mode works is the intercessor grants 2 additional actions to use per round, one of which must be used for an intercessor action. So I am going to. Um, I'll probably just use one intercessor action. So I'm gonna actually just grab a prayer card with encourage. Oh, I gotta put my action tokens here. So we'll flip that side. I'm just gonna get a prayer card, and that was each angel in the same space or adjacent to a saint heals 2 damage and gains a courage. Very convenient for what I'm about to do. And then I will use an actual pray action. So I'm gonna gain a courage, draw a prayer card, and then test 7 plus. Let's test real quick. This is going to be really important for actually surviving. Nope. So that was 2 actions, but I'm also going to use my flight to get over here. And then flip both those saints because I'm adjacent to them. That gives me 1 experience per saint. Those are my 2 actions that I use. And now we get to see what the Sandman does. So we're going to add a Face Down Darkness card. And each angel's dealt 1 damage and each demon heals 1. So that's actually only this guy. And I'm just going to be dealt 1. And the Face Down Darkness card. So you always do the talents first. By the way, these Sandmen have 10 health each. So I have to do this guy 7. Alright, so they're going to move adjacent to the nearest saint, and then they're going to roll. Let's just see what they do for their roll. Actually, here they move adjacent to the nearest saint, and this guy has to move adjacent to the nearest saint here. They don't flip because I'm in the position that I'm in. I'm protecting these saints. If I were to get pulled out of position, they would both immediately flip. But thankfully, it doesn't look like any of these guys are going to do that to me. All right, Nightmare. Reveal cards from the Darkness deck until the card with that lightning bolt's revealed. That card activates, then is discarded with the other revealed cards. So, all right, okay. Each angel gains empower and is afflicted with cursed. Cursed is going to hurt me. Ooh. Okay, sexual morality. Test 8 plus. Each angel is afflicted with wither. So I gain cursed and empower. Good and bad. Every time I test with cursed, I could take damage if I fail. Now I'm actually going to test to see if I get afflicted with wither. And no, thankfully I do not. So that was not so bad. Kind of lucked out. All right, Sandman went. Now it is my turn to act again, and I do have Empower, which is going to really help because my stab normally deals just 1 damage, but I'm going to deal some extra. So I already used Shield Discus, the free action. I can't use Shield Discus again. I do have Prayer Warrior. Ooh, I totally forgot. I could have used Special Delivery to reveal 2 cards and put one of the reveal cards into my hand and the other on top or bottom of the deck. I'm happy with what I have, though. So this is going to be really important to have both of these. So I'll probably... so I'm adjacent to a saint. Sandman number 2 needs to take 7. And I have 2 actions to do it. So I could hit him here and here. And then maybe like one of these. Okay, so first let's do this. Okay, I'm going to heal 1 damage. Gain a shield. Gain a courage. And a boon of my choice. The boon of my choice that I'm going to gain is... So I could either gain 1 movement. I could heal when I pass a test. Or I have Empower. I'm going to actually put Light on my space. When I end my turn in that space, I get to heal 1 damage. And for solo mode, you have like basically 1 turn, so you can only activate Light once per round. That would be pretty OP otherwise. Okay, so because I did that, I gain a shield, which prevents a damage. That's pretty important. And I'm going to deal 1 damage to that. Because of my Prayer Warrior, Sandman's taking 1. And actually he's taking 2 because I'm empowered. Okay. So we're going to... So I have my 2 actions. That was a free action. So the first one is going to be to spend my courage to Shield Discus again. I'm going to hit that Sandman. I am not adjacent to him, so going to have to find another way to do this. Okay. So I hit him for 4, potentially 5. So if I do 5 damage, he's going to be destroyed. That's really important. So I really need to pass this test. Why didn't I use the other? So, all right. So I spend my 2 courage. And I pass my test. He dies. If I didn't pass my test, I could always use this card here with Prayer Warrior. I would destroy the Sandman. So I deal 3 damage. I test successfully, which allows me to deal 1 more, and I'm empowered, so I'm going to deal 1 additional. So I get to deal 5. The Sandman is destroyed. Really important. I get 2 experience for that. By the way, you can see the experience value on the battle card. It's also on the in the top right corner on the Sandman's card here. 2 XP when defeated. So each Sandman get defeated. So the 30 minion standees bag is going to be the Abyss. So I've got 4 experience, which means at the end of the round I'm going to level. Now I do have 1 more action, which I think is pretty important. I'm actually going to pray. Now, let's do this right. So I gain a courage. I'm going to draw a prayer card, but my talent, actually, I get to reveal 2. Whoops. And pick 1. This is very strong. Target angel gains a courage and a shield. That's pretty awesome. I do need courage. Or I could just straight up deal some damage. That might be useful in this round. So this is, I can play anytime it's not an action, and this one I can actually deal damage. I really value that damage dealing, so I'm going to do that. Now, I believe that my special delivery says I can place the other on the top or bottom of the deck. And that card was great. I'm going to place it on the top. Okay, so last thing I do with my prayer action is roll. Oh, I succeeded. Okay, so I'm going to cast on a darkness card. I could get rid of that curse, but I'm just going to get rid of a darkness. I think that's important. That would have been pretty nasty if that flipped face up. Okay, now my turn is over. I would heal damage being in light, but here we go. So, Hateful Fiends, Agile. So they're going to move 2 spaces toward the nearest angel or saint. So this guy goes 1, 2, 1, 2. Now they self-harm, so they are going to roll dice. Let's pull dice down for them. And they succeed. So on success, each Hateful Fiend is going to deal 1 damage to adjacent angels and itself. So because they moved, they're going to damage me. The Agile caused that Fiend to actually damage me. He moved in and then face punched. All right, so let's figure out what it is that they do. 4. Toxic Hatred. So they engage nearest angel and deal 2 damage. Then they are afflicted with Wither. I think that's really important because their stat, their card right here. Whenever a demon of this type would be dealt damage by an angel, I'd have to test and then prevent all damage dealt to this guy. So they're withered. That's really going to help me whittle them down. I have a feeling I'm going to roll poorly. So let's so they're going to move up to 4 spaces and deal me 2 damage apiece. So they are going here, and then they are hitting me for 4 damage. So this is where the damage just starts pouring in. And that was their turn. So all angels and demons have acted. I actually have enough experience to level up. And so I'm going to do that right now. From 4. By the way, if anybody wants to know, this is how it works. The darkness phase, you would place a card per angel. On the next round, we would add 1 card per press saint, which I managed to protect both of them. That's big in Nightmare. We're going to, and then action phase, we just went through angels and demons acting. And then lastly, we're dealing with the level up phase. I'm going to spend 1 + 1 experience per angel. And remember, the intercessor counts as an angel, so I need 3 experience. And I gain a talent or treasure. So I could either reveal my next talent, which is really cool, But I'm actually going to go for treasure because I kind of need maybe more damage at this point and also a little bit more, um, survivability and... Ooh, okay. All right, so my choice is that I can either gain the Courageous Signet, which doesn't gain any more damage. However, it gives me courage. Every round I can use it to gain courage. That is kind of a big deal. The other one gives me, and it gives me health. So the other one gives me health and strength, which I would use to heal. Um, I think that this courage is going to be more useful right now. All right. Okay, so this is a very good start. I'm going to reduce the experience down to mark that. Very good start to the first round. That's exactly what you want to have in Nightmare. The goal for me, my goal is to really get enough experience to level if it's possible, and so I kind of leveraged the way the demons moved in order to be able to deal that extra bit of damage. So now we're going to get into the next round. So we're going to place one additional card per angel and one card per saint, and thankfully both of these guys are protected. Remember, because I'm adjacent to the saints, they're contested, but they're not going to flip, even though these demons are on top of them. So both of these hateful fiends are here. I really need to get to this Sandman because the Sandman's going to heal damage from these fiends. They already have things that are going to prevent damage anyway. I really need to get that Sandman, or to deal with that Sandman. So he's going to act next as well, and I don't think I can deal him 10 damage. He's going to Gloomy, add Face Down Darkness cards, as well as casting. He's going to deal damage to angels and heal demons. Let's see what I can do, though. So I'm going to try to drop him from range. I think I can do it with 2 Shield Discus. So I did the Darkness phase. I'm going to refresh action tokens. And I'm going to choose myself to act first. And then alternate actions. So, all right. If I needed to, I could Powerful Lunge. I would lose one of the saints. But I think I can get this guy. So each angel in the same space or adjacent to a saint is going to heal 2 damage and gain a courage. We're going to do that first. That's going to deal, because I'm empowered, 2 damage to that Sandman. I heal 2. I gain a courage. I'm going to use this to give myself another courage. Just going to mark that I used it. This round. And then let's see. I need another courage somehow. So, in order to actually destroy him this round. Okay, so my first Shield Discus is a free action. So let's use a pray action first. So I technically, so I'm going to pray. I spend an action, gain a courage, draw a prayer card. Remember, I get to draw 2 prayer cards and see which one I want more. Okay, so each angel gains 3 shield, and that's an action, or I can target angel gains a shield and a courage. So I'm actually going to put this, whoops. How do I slot this to the bottom of the deck? I feel like that 3 shield as an action is not going to be super useful. I really want free actions, so I basically got that card for free. So I finish my pray action by rolling. No, fail. So I'm going to take damage. I'm cursed, so that's unfortunate. Oh, gotta refresh those. All right, so I do have enough to Shield Discus twice, and that's going to be enough to destroy him because I dealt 2 damage with that action there. So let's just do it. Shield Discus once, Shield Discus twice, and sadly I do have to test for each one, which means I could take more damage. That wasn't a good roll. Let's do this. Okay, 7, so success, and the physics in Tabletop Simulator are weird. Okay, so 1 success, 1 failure, so I'm actually going to take 1 damage, and I'm going to hit the Sandman for 9, so he's actually destroyed. Really, really important. I gain 2 experience for that. Sandman goes away, And thankfully, I don't have to deal with these talents anymore. So Sandman card is going to be gone. These two. Whoops. Trying to get here. All right. So sadly, what that means is Sandman's gone, and then the Hateful Fiend is the next guy to go in initiative order. So the Fiend is going to go, and so they move 2 spaces toward me. They are pretty much already there, and they're going to self-harm. Oh, I should have withered them. Let's not forget their last round. You know, maybe I'd make wither like at the beginning of their turn or something. Seems like it'd be easier to remember if it was at the beginning of their turn. So that's useful to know, because sometimes, you know, it's easy to forget wither like at the end of something's turn. You're like, all right, that demon's done. But at the beginning of the turn, it's like you're looking at the card and you're like, oh yeah, he has this. So let's, you know, maybe we need to do that. Okay, so we're going to test for self-harm, see if he deals damage to me. So I'm going to take 2 damage. Yeah, so they hurt themselves for 1 more. And I'm going to take 1 damage for each. So I've taken a total of 6. That's painful. And now let's see what they do. So let's get rid of this and then roll. So they do a 4 again. So they deal 2 damage to me each. Then they're afflicted with wither. They already have wither, and so they're not going to get it again, but I'm going to take 4 more damage. So I'm at a total health of 17. So because I have these 3 health points or health stats right here. So I've taken 10. I've got 7 left. I'll probably survive a round with them. But this darkness is gonna really hurt. Okay, so now it is my turn, and we're gonna play Wither just like it's written. They're taking 1 more damage apiece at the end of their turn. And I've got to try to destroy 1 and get rid of this curse. So 9, 10, 11, 12 health. So they've taken 4. They have 8 health left each. All right, so let's try some of the free things that I can do. So I'm going to move up to 3 spaces. Each demon suffers damage equal to my highest single stat. Ooh, each adjacent demon. Oh, no. Just 1 adjacent demon. So I would deal 4. So I'm going to deal 4 damage, but I'm playing this prayer card. So let's target Fiend number 1. I'm going to play the prayer card. So he's going to take he would take 2 damage. Then I'm going to deal 4 more. But each of these tests I have to go 6 or above in order to work. So let's see the 2 damage if that works. Okay, successful. The other one, oh dang it! So he takes 2, but I missed that test. Okay, so that guy's got 6, and because so let's just make sure. Okay, so we have to test 6+. Okay, so the angel doesn't have to test, but the veiled is what tests, so I'm not going to take damage here. Now, I know some people might interpret that differently, and that's okay. Part of the you know, it is a more favorable interpretation for myself, and you're going to run into things like that probably, even though we'll try to clarify on these cards who is testing and whatnot. But, you know, the thing that I look for as a designer is this going to actually break the game? You know, does it break the game? So, okay, so I am okay there. So I powerfully lunged, and I dealt 2 damage because I was empowered with Prayer Warrior, but I failed the test to actually hit him with the lunge. So, let's see. Let's use the first action to intercede. I really need to remove this curse, and I really need to remove darkness. If I can't remove darkness, they're going to flip over, so I really need to do that. Let's see what happens. Okay, I succeeded. So I get to remove this cursed and cast down a darkness card. I got rid of unclean hands. That would have been really painful. Okay, so 5, 6 damage, and they have 12 health each. So if I hit them really hard... Okay, so target angel gains a courage and a shield. I'm going to do that. I feel like the... I don't think that I'm going to actually finish him, but I am going to play this. So I'm going to gain a courage and a shield. That'll help me a little bit. And because I played a prayer card, I'm going to deal 2 damage and see what happens. No. And again, Veiled. I would have dealt 2 damage, but Veiled caused me... Oh, actually, that was enough to test properly for Veiled. So he does take 2 additional. Okay, I've got damage tokens over here. So we've dealt 8 damage to this demon. So he's got a total health value of 4. I wish I could shield Discus one more time. That would really help. But let's use a pray action. So I'm going to pray, gain a courage, draw a prayer card, then test some plus. And remember, this Gabriel build is all about the prayer cards. So I'm going to special delivery. I get to... Ooh, that could be really good. Okay, so I can either gain 2 courage, or it looks like there are 3 prayer cards at the beginning of the round. There are going to be 5 darkness cards, and there are going to be 5 darkness cards. So this card could be huge for me right now. But it's an action. I have a couple of free actions to leverage. So this is like, will fill me up entirely. I definitely have to go for that. The question is, should I put this on the top or the bottom of the deck? And to use an action to gain 2 courage, that's pretty awesome. I do have that courageous signet though, and healing damage is... I'm going to try to heal in another way. I might be a little greedy by getting rid of that, but I'm going to put that on the bottom of the deck. And I'm going to get this Restraining Darkness. So let me finish that pray action. Now I'm not cursed, so I didn't pass, but at least I'm not cursed to be damaged. Okay, so I get to I'm actually thinking that I am going to use Field Medic. So I get to either heal 2 damage, not huge, heal 2 damage, or I get to heal 1 and draw a prayer card, and it's a free action. So I'm gonna spend this because my Restraining Darkness is gonna give me maximum courage next round. So I'm gonna
use regular or the plus.
Oh, sorry, say it again. Oh, sorry, Pork Chop. You're watching, but if you have any questions, by the way, feel free to ask them, stop me and say, hey, I didn't get that, or whatever. That's totally cool. So where I was I am going to use Field Medic. So I'm going to heal 1 damage from myself. I'm going to choose like the second option to heal 1 damage from myself, so I have 9 instead of 10. And then so I heal 1 and draw a prayer card. And remember, with my special delivery, guess what I get to do? Alright, gain blessed and add light to my space. That could be really good for the next battle. That might be really important for the next battle. Choose any 3 connected spaces. Demons in or adjacent to any of these spaces suffer 2 damage, then move up to 2 spaces. Okay, so that's really good. I'm gonna pull that. And then Light Burst gets to go on the top. So this is like my favorite build ever. And because it's still my turn, so I used this pray action. So I'm gonna play Rushing Wind, which is gonna be kind of difficult to hit these guys. So I'm gonna target 3 connected spaces. 1, 2, 3. And then demons on or in or adjacent to any of these spaces suffer 2 damage, then move up to 2 spaces. So because I played a prayer card, I deal 2 damage. Then the prayer card itself, you remember I'm empowered with my skill. Then I am going to deal 2 damage. The prayer card itself deals 2 damage. But I actually have to roll to see if I even do anything because of Veiled. First one hits, so that was the 2 damage to this guy. Now let's see if... so I get to roll a test for each of them. Let's see if I kill this guy now. And I do. So that guy takes lethal damage, and let's see what this guy... If I deal 2 damage to that guy. Okay, so it was a good turn. I actually dropped this guy, and then I deal 2 more to this one. So let's actually just stack the 1 damages on here. So he's taken 6. The other guy just took 12, and so he is removed. That would be Hateful Fiend number 1. Goes back to the Abyss. And then I get some experience. Alright, so we finished our the round. I did all the things that I possibly could do. I'm just like leveraging my character to the max. And so I get to level up again. So 5 goes down to 2. And then I get to level. So will I take a talent or will I take a treasure? And I think the right move here is to take a talent. I think that's what I'll do. Okay. All right. Okay, so I can either use Tireless Athlete, which makes my Shield Discus a free action all the time. That sounds really good for the way that my character is building. Or I can use a card from the prayer discard pile, and then I would place it on the bottom of the prayer deck. Basically gets rid of the card. This would be really good for the if I was going a prayer, I am going a prayer build, but which really helps with this prayer warrior. But I don't think I'm going to put all my eggs in one basket. I really want that shield discus to deal some serious damage as well. So I'm going to go for Tireless Athlete. It's one of my... Oh, here, let me actually do it like this. That's kind of how I just bury those cards on Tabletop Simulator. So, and then I get to also grab, because it's solo mode, I'm going to grab my Intercessor. Okay. So I can either permanently increase my wisdom by 1. That would increase my stab damage. So my stab would go from basically 1 to 2. Or, because that here. Or I can prevent an instance of damage dealt to an angel. I think that... Ooh, and if that damage was dealt by a demon, it deals damage to itself. That's what I'm going for. Because afterward I get to potentially discard the skill. And... it's Nightmare. I really need ways to prevent damage. It's going to be really easy for me to just get smacked, beat down. And then if I level again and choose talents, I, might actually get to replace this with something. So let's get into the next round. So I have... Protected the Saints. We're back at the darkness phase. I'm going to put 1 darkness card per angel. This is going as perfectly as it can possibly go because I'm in the 3rd round now and I haven't had to flip one of these. Very useful. And I'm just staring down 1 demon. So I'm looking pretty good. I totally ended my turn on a Space with Light. Maybe it's if I begin my turn, like some of these things are a little hard to remember, the status effects. But it's like, hey, if you begin your turn in a Space with Light, that might actually be, a little bit easier. So I do heal. That's doing its job. We'll keep playing at the quote-unquote end of your turn. We'll do those things. But, we may end up changing that. So now, Tireless Athlete makes this always a free action. And I have this card, which is going to load me up with courage. I should probably be able to lay this guy to rest. So let's refresh actions. Hopefully before he deals me damage. And I'll refresh this. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I am going to play this card, Restraining the Darkness. And that's going to give me a courage for each darkness card on the board. And that's all the courage. So I get 5 courage here because of 5 cards. The maximum amount of courage I can have at any one time is 5. So we're going to, this was fantastic. So I'm going to test for my Prayer Warrior. I'm empowered. So my Prayer Warrior is going to deal correctly. It does 2 damage to that guy. Okay. Now, that's, should I spend the courage... and maybe shield discus and then end it right away, I'd have 4 actions left. This is very powerful. I could load my hands. I could try to like leverage, like game the system a little bit and leverage, gain some prayer cards. I technically would have like 3 chances to shield discus, but I like the idea of ending it right away because if I can gain some prayer cards, I can heal some damage and just have courage left over. So instead of getting too complicated, I think I'm gonna just try to end this guy because I'm loaded with courage. So I'm gonna shield discus. Maybe I could. I wonder if I could just. No, I'm gonna shield discus. So I know I could also field medic first, just to, kind of beast up. By the way, anybody on general chat, you can watch me for, by, I guess you would like click my screen and like watch live. I'm not sure if anybody is. Oh, I guess, yeah, I guess you are. So let's just shield discus this guy. If I test well, the only thing that I really have to test is if veiled is going to prevent the damage. Because if it does, all the work is useless. All right, tabletop simulator physics. Did you guys see that? Just like, all right, here, let's like do this for real. I don't know. Okay, even more winning. Ooh, is that a cocked die? All right, this counts. Totally counts. It's a 5. It says it's 11. All right, here. There you go. So we successfully Captain America'd this fiend in the face, and it dropped him for the count. So hooray! We went through the first round. Now we immediately end. Now there are a couple of things that we get to do for the round. First thing, sadly, I have to remove this empower. Where are the empower? There we go. I'm going to remove the light. So I remove all status effects, all the saints are going to get removed from the board. We've got the damage and shield and courage is going to stay, and the battle immediately ends. The last thing that we do in regard to removing, we're going to remove all the face down darkness cards. Now, if these were face up, they would stay in play. The last thing I get to do, which is extremely helpful, is I get to choose something. Here, let me actually just pull the rule book. I'll show everybody the actual rules here. So for each unused action, so I'm looking right here. So for each unused action an angel has remaining, I can choose to gain one of the following. I can gain a courage. I can cast down a face up darkness card, heal 2 damage, or draw 1 prayer card. And so I have 4 actions remaining because it's solo mode, which is going to be really helpful. I can actually start the next battle clean, which is going to be really important. So I have 4 actions. So I'm going to use 2 of them to heal 2 damage apiece. Let's see. I can use the other 2 to either... So I'm definitely going to use 1 to draw a prayer card. Remember, special delivery makes it OP. Overpowered. Okay, so I can either straight up cast down a darkness card or revive an angel. Well, I'm definitely drawing light burst. I want that light burst. It's going to be really important. Cast down a darkness card or revive a defeated angel. Is in solo, I can only really use this to cast down a darkness card. That's a guarantee that it's cast down. But I am going to... I'm gonna put that on the bottom of the deck. Because if I really needed a darkness card cast down, I can do it. This prayer build is going to be real strong for that. And then the last one, I think I'm going to heal 2 more damage. All right. What I want to do is I want to be beast mode and just tireless athlete, shield discus like crazy, and then leverage my prayer warrior to kind of deal that extra damage. Hopefully nothing is veiled. So let me actually give... or put these back. All right, and we're gonna draw more demons and that kind of thing. So do a little bit of cleanup. And now, let's see who we draw next. Now, in addition to a so this is the Fallen Prince encounter. I'm playing skirmish mode, and we're fighting this Fallen Prince. I'm gonna reveal one regular demon, and then pull another, which is the Fallen Prince. Now, by the way, in the actual what I'd like to do, you can see that there's no difference between these two cards in Tabletop Simulator, even though there's a huge difference. You know, you don't want to accidentally draw a Fallen Prince card. So this is actually the devil standing over this church. I'm gonna remove that on the non-prince cards so that you'll be able to tell the difference, though they will look quite similar. Should be a nice way to tell the difference, and it makes them more epic. Okay, so I'm fighting Legion with the Fallen Seraphs. This is probably one of the harder fights I could have picked. So that's no fun. Now I know I get to level up for those of you who are watching and really know how this game is played, but I'm just gonna stage the battle. So the way that this works, that's like slightly off. It's bugging me. So let's move. What is this going on here? What is that box? Okay. Okay. Eh. All right, whatever. I know that this is I'm OCD, so you see how this is like slightly over. That bugs me. All right. Let's just here. Okay. No, whatever. I just have to allow it. Okay, so the Fallen Seraph is going to go on the first tile, and the Legion is going to go on the second tile. So now, notice I'm on this tile, so nothing's going to happen here. I would, so if we were playing a game, I would do this. I would flip over any tiles that are, that don't have an angel standing on them. And then I would draw an extra tile and place it wherever. I could have placed it here if I wanted, or over there if I wanted, but I'm just going to place it here. And, technically it's in any orientation, but I'm just going to place it how it comes. I don't want to try to game the system and be like, oh, I want this one closer to me or something, So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to stage the battle here. The first card we drew is going to be on that tile. And then Legion is going to be in this neighborhood, which sounds terrifying. All right, so we put the Saint on the little Aleph symbol there. It's an X. And the other one is on the W, and that's called a Shin. So here we go. So the Saint is at the mine, and then this other person is having a bad time in their house. Legion is going to go on that. It's called Bet. He's far away. I'm not sure if that's good for me. Let's search Legion. I do not think that that's good for me at all. Now let's grab their Prince card. And then let's grab the Fallen Seraphs and the Fallen Seraph card. Just staging the next battle. Oh, I actually put a dice in there. That's where it went. Okay. Now. Okay. Grab the Seraphs. These Fallen Seraphs are much deadlier. They're like swordsmen and blade masters. I need to try to get rid of these guys as quick as I can, but the Saints are kind of far away from me now, and if I just went after these Seraphs, I might just get into real trouble with darkness. Now, I grab Legion's Prince deck. Every Prince has a series of cards, just in case people don't know. You can see like 1, 2, and 3-star counts. So you see this card has 1 star, these 3 have 2 stars, and then that one has 3 stars. This is going to be the order in which those cards come out. So I can actually group these together and then randomize those cards. The 1 has to go on the top, and then the 3 has to go on the bottom. That's kind of how it works. Now, we're also playing Nightmare difficulty, so we get to draw some major talents for the Fallen Seraph. And then the princes get their own series of talents here. Let's shuffle. I'm kind of scared. This is going to be rough. Okay. Notice Legion has 47 health. Alright. These fallen seraphs are going to have... Oh my goodness. This is not good. Alright. Fallen seraphs are going to have 13 health. So 8, 3, and 2. And whenever any demon of this type dealt damage, we have to divide that damage equally between them. So they have 13 health. So they have 26 health before... I have to get through 26 health before I can actually destroy one of these guys. If the damage is odd, then I can deal more damage to one of them. Might be a good idea. But these guys are also going to force darkness cards to flip face up. And that's going to be bad for me. I do have a prayer build, which is good. So let's hopefully, we get stuff. So, all right, let's see what Legion does. So Legion actually is going to gain 18 health. So he has 66 health. Or wait, actually 65. Now, he's going to make me move toward him and deal damage. So at the beginning of his turn, he might actually pull me off of a saint. And, oh my goodness, he's going to move toward me. So this guy could deal me 8 damage. If I'm close enough to him, his broken chains, he's going to move... actually, let's see. Yeah, so once for each angel in the game. He's going to move 1 space and deal 2 damage. Move 1 space, deal 2 damage. Move 1 space, deal 2 damage. And oh, by the way, you get to move 1 space toward him, and he's going to deal you 2 damage. So I am going to, the strategy for this fight, I'm going to have to, run away after every round. End the turn after every round, I have to run away. Otherwise, he's going to destroy me. This guy will drop me in, I guess I would survive, 2 turns. Now, the last thing that I get to do, though, is... and I kind of skipped this to just set it up for everyone. I get to level up. In between rounds, you gain a free level, and you're going to use all the experience that you have in order to level up. So I'm going to go from 4 down to 1. I'm going to gain a free level, and then, I gain a level with my experience, and then I also gain a freebie. So I'm going to draw 2 heavenly treasures and pick one. Ooh, I can add 1 to the result of my test permanently. Or remove an affliction. So they both are going to increase my stab damage. So I like that passive. That's really good. Okay. Feeling a little better. Alright, now I get to do it again. Okay, I didn't get any bonus health. Ooh, I deal bonus damage to targets with an affliction. How can I get... Oh, I can afflict with Cursed with this prayer card. Whenever I destroy a demon, I heal 1 damage. Now, Legion summons demons. This is another thing that we didn't really talk about, is he's going to summon a bunch of demons. Just because I know how this fight works. And by the way, hopefully you know how the fights work if you're playing on the Nightmare difficulty. This is extremely difficult, but that could actually come into play. But I just feel like I'm going to be a little greedy. Because Prayer Warrior and Shield Discus, I'll be taking a lot of actions, and Death Sting will really add up a lot. And in addition to that, it's going to boost my Shield Discus damage because it has hammers on it. Discipline is the stat name. So that's what we're going to do. Now, it's possible that I could level up to a total of 5 heavenly treasures and a total of 3 talents. After I finish leveling, it's, that's all I get. So I've got a total of, it looks like 2 experience, and then 1 experience on the board. So I could theoretically level up twice with what's here, not to mention all the demons Legion's going to spawn. So we might try to abuse this Heaven's Reflection to gain a talent, quote-unquote talent, to, that might help. I'll probably have to use this against one of those fallen seraphs. They're pretty nasty. So let's do it. All right, let's action tokens up. We're gonna draw darkness just like we did before. We're only gonna put, remember, first round, we only put cards here. Let me do this. So we're gonna place 1 card per angel, and we would add 1 card per oppressed saint, but we're skipping that on the first round. So that's what we're doing. Now Legion here, the prince cards always flip face up. Thankfully the other ones don't. Each demon moves 2 spaces toward the nearest angel or saint. So that is, Legion is going to go, let's see, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Legion is going to go 1, 2, maybe? Where do I want Legion to go? So tiebreaker, I mean, this Saint is, the exact same number of spaces away. So we'll have Legion go there. That's going to be tough because I don't think I can get Legion off of the Saints. I think I'm going to be drawing Darkness forever unless I... So I could either run to the Saint and just waste my actions getting there. Let's... You know what? All right, so I would get wrecked if I did this. All right, so let's do something weird. I'm gonna use my intercessor actions first. So we are going to flight. I get to move up to 4 spaces because I have my my extra little hammer, and he's based off of, or this is actually based off of the hammer. So, and then, by the way, I that's a free action. This first time I use it. Then I'm going to exhort to move a target angel or saint up to 3 spaces. So I actually get to move saints. That's one of the cool things in solo mode is that you can move saints. So I'm going to try to pull this saint away. And so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. That's where I'll stand. I know I could move up to 4, but I'm only moving 3. Then we're going to move this saint here. Actually, I could move. Let's see if I chose not to move, let's say. I could move this guy. Let's say I'm going to do this. 1, 2, 3. Then I could theoretically move him another 3. 1, 2, 3. And protect him. That would be both actions, though. So I used both actions for the intercessor, which is kind of uncommon. I'm going to save Light Burst. I'm going to save that for now. So those are both of my actions, and I still have that flight. If I really need to, I can use it. So let's see what these guys do. So the Fallen Seraphs are going to go first. So they are going to use Deceptive, so they're going to flip a Darkness card face up. Okay, we get -2 to Wisdom or Bible while this card is in play. Now we're going to roll for Juggernaut. If they pass the test, they're going to move and then hit me for 1 damage each. And they did. So they're going to move up to 5 spaces and deal me 1 damage. So 1, 2, 3. That guy's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, so they hit me for 1 damage each. I have a shield. I have, so I take a damage and I have to remove my shield. So 2 damage. Now let's actually see what it is that they do for their action. 1. So they're going to deal 2 damage more each. So that Fallen Seraph engages the angel with the lowest health and deals 2 damage. Move is infinite when engaging with this skill. Thankfully, it's not too bad. I'm kind of protecting that saint, so they are going to deal me 4 more damage. So I'm just going to take this and flip it from a 1 to a 5. That'll add 4. All right, so now it is my turn again. The Seraph went, and I get to... Legion is going to make me move 2 spaces toward him. So I guess I can move here. All right, so let's try to deal as much damage as I possibly can. So I'm going to gain Blessed and add Light to my space. Demons adjacent to me are afflicted with Cursed. I really want to do that to Legion because I have to just pump so much damage into him. But these Fallen Seraphs are they're just gonna deal me so much damage if I'm not able to drop them quickly. It's gonna really hurt. So I'm going to use Light Burst to gain Blessed and Light. So Blessed, Light, and that's gonna allow me to deal 2 damage to one of these. However, because it's the Fallen Seraph, I get to divide them damage equally. And remember, I dealt damage because of my Prayer Warrior. So, let's see. I think I just have to pour a ton of damage into, using Shield Discus. That's going to deal a base of 4, and then maybe one more. I get a add 1 to the results of my test, which is cool. So let's just, and this is always a free action. So I'm actually going to start off with, actually stab is not going to be very good because this makes stab. I deal a big 0 with my stab right now. So let's do the first action as a prey. So I'm going to gain a prayer card, and remember my super hacker prayer card deals, it's going to let me draw 2 and pick 1. I get to prevent alt damage and give, that's going to be very helpful. That's really helpful for Legion. So I'm going to put this on top of the deck because I'll need that later, and I'll take this now. That extra 2 damage might really come in handy. And let's pray. Let's roll. Okay, so that was a success. And I'm going to get rid of this foolish babbling. So it's kind of an important card. Those Seraphs turned it face up and made me do it. Now I passed the test. When you pass the test and you're blessed, you heal. I don't know how to rhyme. I also have to curse these guys. Okay. Now that curse is going to be really important because we're gonna try to put as much damage as we possibly can into these guys.
Basically.
So I'm actually gonna gain a courage here with that. I'm gonna, just so that I don't forget, I'm gonna burn 2 courage. We're gonna do this twice. So I'm gonna deal, see, 3, potentially, 3, 4. They have an affliction, and I have death sting, so 5, and then potentially 1 more if I test well, so up to 6. So let's test for the first attack. Okay, that's a success, so that's 6 damage. Let's test for the next one, and that's 6 damage as well. So I healed 2 damage because I'm blessed, and it's going to be really important. Really important to try to mitigate damage and stay as high as I possibly can. So I'm dealing 12. That feels pretty good. Sadly, I get to split that 12 across each of these guys. So they're going to each take 6. And then I still have this action. So, man. Let's see how much damage I can possibly deal to these guys. So I'm going to use this action here to... I could either stab, which deals a little bit, or I could pray again, which would draw more cards. But I'm going to stab in this case. So that's going to deal 3 damage, because remember, stab deals 1, 2, and then I deal bonus damage to targets with an affliction. So that's 3. Stab gives me a courage. So I'm going to deal... See, I'm going to choose Fallen Seraph 1. Let's deal him the... Because we're dealing 3 damage, so we go 1... 2, and then it's an odd number, so that's how I'm doing it. So this guy's taken 9, and this guy has taken 8. So they have 13, and this could be really clutch. I have 2 courage. I'm going to burn 2 courage to shield discus again. Remember, we deal 6, so that would be, well, up to 6. Let's see. Nope. So we're going to deal 5. So that means they deal 3 to one and 2 to another. But I have this word of power, so I'll use it. So I'm going to deal, instead of 3 to one and 2 to another, I'm dealing 4 to one and 3 to another. And because this guy has 9, he only needs to take 3 damage, and he dies. So there you go. That's huge. And then this guy had 8, but he takes 4 damage, so he dies. I'm feeling like I'm super optimizing right now, and so that felt really good. These Fallen Seraphs are destroyed, but okay. That feels extremely good. Very powerful turn. Also, really good string of prayer cards that I was able to use. I gained 5 courage, and um, that was pretty awesome. That allowed me to do that. So I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4. So I gained all the experience that I could possibly gain. I'm in a really good position for Legion. So now all of my actions are used. Is there anything left that I can possibly do? No, I'm completely juiced out. Um, I oh, because I played a prayer card though. I get to add 2 damage, which destroyed them, but I'm going to deal 2 damage to Legion because, or I'm sorry, 1 damage to Legion because my prayer warrior. I would have dealt 2 if I was empowered. I'm not empowered right now, so I'm just dealing 1. So that's about as big of a. I mean, I dealt like 27 damage that turn. It was huge, and so I'm pretty happy with that. Okay. So now let's see what Legion does. Okay, so the first thing, each angel is going to move 1 space toward him. Then he's going to move 1 space toward me. So we're going to go 1, 2. He's going to go 1, 2. And there's no damage that happens here. Broken chains, Legion. Oh, actually, no. 1 space. Sorry, not 2. So I go 1, and he goes 1. Now, Legion will use broken chains, and he's going to do it twice for 2 angels. So he's going to go 1, 2. And I feel like I'm playing Silent Hill right now. Okay, so now let's see what action he uses. A 2. Menacing Cackle. All right, for each angel on the battlefield. So I should just say for each angel because we have 2 angels. Put 1 meddling imp into play on or adjacent to the nearest space to Legion with that symbol. So meddling imps are coming out. This is going to be fun. All right. And they also get 2 major talents. If they share health, I would be very sad. Okay, we'll look at those in a second. I'm just going to pull these. Okay, so meddling imps are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so meddling imps are right there or there. I could put them next to me, or I could put them near, like, further away from me. I'm going to put them closer to me. Oh, man. I can only attack 1 of them at a time. I guess that's okay. All right, and then the next one is going to cause more darkness to get flipped. So they have 6 additional health. So these guys have 10 health, and they're going to remove... I have to deal 10 damage to one of these guys just to get rid of them. I don't know if it's even worth it because he could just spawn more. So let's grab more of these. Okay, so I'm just going to grab 1 and 2. Keep it simple. All right, so let's go here. All right, so I feel like I'm in danger. All right, now the meddling imp card is going to come out just to mark that these guys are going to gain actions. And by the way, the turn that a new demon type comes into play, they come into play exhausted. So that's they will not get an action this round. And that's kind of important for us. So all angels and demons have acted. And so now we're going to go into level up. And I actually gained... I have a total of 6 experience, some left over from a previous round. Plus we rescued a Saint, and we had a pretty big turn destroying those fallen seraphs. So we're going to go 1 level, 2 levels. Which means I'm going to draw 2 heavenly treasures. Oh my goodness. All right. So my stab will be a little bit stronger. I already have a similar... My special delivery is a little more powerful than this speaker scroll because I can choose to put a card on the top of the deck or the bottom if I... so basically I can get rid of it or keep it. So I'm not going to take the speaker scroll. I'm going to take the branch of David. Now, I don't really have a bunch of extra health. I'm really glad I picked that talent early. All right, let's do our 2nd level. Okay, so move a space, then deal 1 damage to an adjacent demon. Use only once per round. Or I could use once, gain a boon of my choice. and then place a little action token on this item when it's used. I think that the health is important, but also the boon is important. I can empower myself, or maybe use something else that can get me out of trouble. And those skirmisher sabatons are really cool, fun way to. I might be able to use that in a really cool way, but instead I'm actually going to go with this victorious diadem. And for ease of things, I want to do it like this. Actually, I think this is fine. I'll just order them like this. Sorry, being a little OCD right now. Okay. All right, so I think I'm gonna use this to empower myself, but we'll see. That's gonna help me a lot in actually trying to deal damage to Legion. I just need to live. Okay, so I leveled up. We're going to place darkness cards down. We actually do have an oppressed saint, so I'm gonna put 1, 2, and then an additional for the oppressed saint, and Legion flips. Now, each of these are going to activate. So let's move toward, okay, so Meddling Imp and then Legion. Okay, this is not a good place to be. I'm going to take an obscene amount of damage if I stay here. But the Saint is going to get, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. Okay. So the Saint's going to get oppressed if I leave here. And it looks like I'm going to need to leave. Or I'll probably take, let's see, 8. I could easily take like 10 or 12 damage this round. Okay, so let's refresh action tokens. And let's, whoops. And just kind of get everyone set. Fallen Seraphs on the battlefield. I'll just keep them there. Now the second, second thing here. Demon with greatest number of damage tokens uses 1 action. Target a demon other than Legion unless no other demons remain on the battlefield. So we do have a demon on the battlefield in this Meddling Imp. So we're going to use the lowest numbered Meddling Imp, be Imp number 1. See what they do. 3. Okay, we are cursed. So Meddling Imp engages the nearest angel and adds cursed to that target. If that angel has cursed, Meddling Imp deals 2 damage instead. So cursed is back. So whenever I fail a test, I take damage. That's not good because I have this cool item that lets me heal damage from a target angel. But it's a high test, so that doesn't help if I'm basically gonna take more damage than I would heal if I use this now. So I don't think that's a good idea to use it until I get rid of cursed. All right, or maybe if I'm, I don't know. I actually don't think it's a great thing. I do get to add to result of my test. So, all right. So now, Legion is gonna act first. So I really need to get out of dodge. Really, really need to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces to that Saint. So if I were to move to that Saint, we would kind of have a similar situation with the number of darkness cards that would come out each round, but then the guys would move toward me. So I have 4, I can move up to 4 spaces. If I had Swift, I could move an extra. That might be useful. So I could use this to give myself Swift. I know that it's a good idea to empower myself, to lay damage into Legion, but I really think I need some like a turn to recover. I used like such a huge turn to deal massive damage to Legion or to the Fallen Seraphs, which was great, but I think I need a turn to recover. So let's use this first. So I'm going to gain a courage with that courageous signet. I'm really thinking about using this not for empower but for Swift because I need to run from Legion. I can't stay, otherwise I'm dead. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna use this. So I can only ever use this once. So this is my. So if it's taken away, then bummer. But Swift allows me to move. By the way, all the status effects are here. If anyone wants to look, I can add 1 additional space to my movement. So at some point, I'm gonna get out of dodge and flight away from him. But let's deal some damage first. So Stab is pretty strong right now. So I'm going to deal, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 damage to Legion. If he had an affliction, I would deal him 5. So I'm going to deal 4 damage per stab. And that's going to... So if I stab twice, it's going to use 2 actions. And I gain 2 courage. And I deal a total of 8 damage to Legion. So let's add that. So 1, 2, 3. And then I take another 5 for a total of 8. So Legion has taken 9 damage. And those are my 2 actions. However, I can use Flight, and if I wanted to, I could Shield Discus into Legion right now. So, might as well... I might actually want to save it for healing. Just because I'm not sure what to do yet, I'm going to save my resources and wait to see what happens, and I'm going to get out of dodge. So I flight over, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I go here, and I protect that saint. That saint is oppressed. So I need to save myself a little damage from Legion. He would deal me at least 8 damage if I stayed there. And that would not be a fun time. So let's see what Legion does. Okay, so I have to move toward him. Then he moves toward me. We are kindred spirits, he and I. And now he's going to move 1 space and deal 2 damage. And he's going to do that twice. So, he hits me both times. So I take 4. And because I take 4, I'm just flipping one of those from 1 to 5. And then let's see what action he takes. 4. Challenging Howl. Put 1 Fallen Seraph into play on or adjacent to the nearest space to Legion with that icon. That's bet. If there are 3 or more angels on the battlefield, that Fallen Seraph uses an immediate action. So Fallen Seraph is back. He is back. And he just so happens to be right next to me. Thankfully, he does not use an action. But I'm starting to feel a little overwhelmed right now. I've got all these guys. I do get 2 actions. I think I just have to lure all of those dudes toward me. And then maybe try to get that saint. I might be able to move again. I don't know. We'll have to see. Okay, so I have to use one of these actions for the intercessor. Let's see. So I could either drop prayer card, I can gain 2 shield, I can move an angel or saint up to 3 spaces, or I can try to cast down a darkness card. Now I get to do darkness and affliction, and I think that's really important. So let's do that. Let's test 7+. Remember, I do get a bonus to the result of my test because I have the hope of salvation. That's right. Put on the armor of God, people. Oh, that was perfect. The hope of salvation allowed me to get 7. And so not only do I get to cast into darkness, but I get to remove that affliction. And that's really important. Really, really important. So Reckless Gamble is gone. All right. So that was my first intercessor action. And what am I going to do for the next angel action? I am next to Legion. So you know what? So right now this guy, he's going to be a lot of trouble next round. And so I could either try to drop him now. He still has 13 health. But if another Seraph comes out, it's going to be really hard to drop any of them. And I'll get overwhelmed. I just don't know that I can deal enough damage to Legion to finish it right now. So let's... I don't know. We're going to stab and then shield discus twice. So, let's see. Let's see how much damage we deal. You know what? We're just going to stab and then going to save. Again, we're going to save the shield discus. So I'm going to hit for 4. Let's add 4 damage to the Fallen Seraph. I really want to deal to Legion, but I think we need to like whittle that guy down so that I can drop him next round. I would be able to, if I dropped him now, which is possible, I could gain a level, but I'm not ready to gain a level yet. I really want to use this skill. We'll use it next round, and we'll see, we'll see what happens. So I'm going to keep that guy alive, and here we go, Meddling Imp. So they get to reveal cards from the Darkness deck and resolve one of those, and then they're shrouded. So let's see what happens. Okay, so we have to add Shadow to my space, and I'm dealt 1 damage because I have Shadow in my space. All right, let's do this. Oops. Okay, Shadow. I'm dealt 1 damage. Okay, this is tough. It's gonna be really tight. Oh, you know what? I really wanted to do this because I got rid of that that cursed. I'm gonna test for this. As long as you knew, or as long as it was knowledge available to you, I personally see it as okay. I could have, other people might say, hey, you can't go back and do something that you wanted to do. I personally think you shouldn't go back and change your action that you did, unless you're a newer player. But I do think that that's okay. So we're gonna test, and it didn't matter. We didn't get it, even with the bonus from Hope of Salvation. We didn't quite get there. So let's all right, so the imps, let's get back to them. Let's see the actual things that they do. Okay, so we're just gonna roll, see what it is they do, and they are going to add Wither to me. Oh, hang on a second, I've got my daughters.
Can you close the camera?
Okay, I've got all my children coming up here, so I'm gonna close the camera just for a second. All right, here we go. Kids taken care of, I think, and we'll see. I've got my 5 daughters upstairs, so hopefully you see no naked children on this stream. That would be awkward. Okay, so they did a 2. Meddling Imp engages nearest angel and adds Wither to that target. If that angel has Wither, Meddling Imp deals 2 damage instead. So there are 2 imps, and they're going to move up to 7 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So he would be adjacent. So he's going to move to the nearest adjacent space. And then we go 1, 2, 3, 4 again, and he'll move to the next adjacent space, which sadly causes that saint to get oppressed. Now I'm kind of surrounded. I can move through these demons, though. There are cards that prevent you from moving through demons, but we're okay for now. And I think it's not good. If I can find a way to drop that Fallen Seraph in one single action, that would be very useful. So for now, I don't think it's there. I could always use Heaven's Reflection to deal the last bit of damage to him, but that might not work out if Legion just summons another Fallen Seraph, So, all right, let's get into the next round. We're going to add 1 Darkness card here. This is going to be really painful, and then add 1. So we're going to add 2 Darkness cards. Then we're going to add 1 per oppressed saint, and they were all oppressed. So this happens. Okay. Place 1 Meddling Imp on the battlefield adjacent to each angel. If this would result in more than 6 imps in play, we'd place Darkness cards. But thankfully, there are no Darkness cards. We do have imps that enter play. And we're going to have, again, 2 imps. This is not good. I definitely have to just drop Legion and then try to survive. So that's kind of a interesting tabletop simulator functionality. So this is what's happening to me right now, and those imps are going to activate because they were already in play. Okay, so keeping appearances. Whenever an angel gains a boon, that angel's dealt 1 damage. A boon is a positive status effect. Now we're going to do, here we have to test X. So let's take some dice and roll to see what it is that happens. 7. Okay, so we're dealt 1 damage. So each angel's dealt 1 damage. So that's going to be 1 here. So I've taken 10. Okay, now each demon moves 2 spaces toward the nearest angel or saint, and they are, wouldn't you say, pretty close? So now the demon with greatest number of damage tokens uses an action, and that is this Fallen Seraph. So that's kind of rough. Fallen Seraph's going to use an action. 4. So he's going to cleave me for 2. And that actually might be the right time to use. I know it's not like the biggest, but Heaven's Reflection, I could prevent 2 damage, and then it would deal 2, and then the skill would get discarded. So let's do that. So he's going to take 2. That is going to bring him a little closer so that I might be able to actually drop him. Okay, so now all of our darkness cards are dealt with. We're going to refresh action tokens. Boom. And then we're going to get rolling. So I feel like I'm definitely falling behind, and I really need to find a way to deal damage. I need to get out of here because Legion's going to hit me just really hard. All the characters are going to hit me really hard. But I might be able to get toward, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I could go here and then protect that saint. And then Legion would move 1, I'd move 1, and he'd still deal me 4 damage. So that's getting pretty gnarly. So let's see what I can do. Let's test to see if I heal. Okay, no. Not quite. Not quite. So, next, let's, I could gain myself a courage. Which I'll go ahead and do that. And then, I think I'm going to need to... I just think Alright, let's see how much damage it deals. So, instead of gaining myself a courage right now, let's see. How much damage can I possibly deal? So this guy has taken 6 damage, which means that I would have to deal him 6 more. So let's try to optimize here. So I'm going to stab him once. I'm going to take some serious damage from these darkness cards, though. I'm going to stab him once. I'm going to shield discus Legion. So that guy takes 3. We'll just kind of keep track of this here. So let's roll for shield discus. I'm going to deal him. Nope. So 1, 2, 3, 4 damage. And then I did not pass the test, so 4. Now I'm going to stab again, and that'll drop the Fallen Seraph. So that guy's at least out of the picture for now. That saved me a lot of damage that I would have taken. And then, so I used both of those actions. I have 4 courage remaining. I'm going to use my free action to get out of dodge. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to flip the saint. Now, I flipped the saint and destroyed the seraph, so there we go. And I do have some free actions that I can use. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm out of range of the of Legion. So I can I'm going to use Field Medic. It's small, but I'm going to heal 1 damage and draw a prayer card. I really need cards in my hand. The reason I'm so strong is because of my prayer card, like the prayer build, and I haven't really been leveraging that. So, this is how I gain in power. Okay. So, Desperate Prayer is extremely important. I prevent damage dealt to an angel from 1 source, and then afterward I heal 2 damage. That's going to be really important. I'm taking a risk, but no, I'll just keep it in my hands for now. You know, yes. So, you know what? I'm gonna risk it again. We're gonna put that on top. So I use the prey action. Um, or I mean, sorry, used field medic. So I'm gonna heal 1 damage. And then I've got that 2 courage that I'm gonna probably just maybe we'll field medic again so that I can have that. Um, let's hang on to the 2 courage. Field medic.
Andrew, can I have your phone?
Yeah. Oh, here we go. So, alright. So let's see the prayer cards here. Deal 1 damage to each demon, then I can move each demon 1 space. Now I'm going to take that one. Prevent damage to dealt to an angel. That's a freebie. I could deal 3 damage to each demon. I don't know how much that's going to help me. Now, this is something that is kind of like a little hidden Easter egg, is that I'm trying to decide whether to put this on the top or the bottom of the deck. And I need to know what this does. Like, maybe I want this better. So it says, and do not lead us into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For yours is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. So my guess is that I have to figure out if that's going to be more useful just based on the flavor text, because that does relate to what the card does. I'm thinking this is not really going to help too much, although it is like a free action that lets me deal additional damage. I'm gonna risk it, put it on the bottom of the deck, and then, you know, we'll see what this is. Maybe that'll be more useful. So those are all the actions that I can possibly take. I do get to heal 1 more from my field medic to kind of finish that. I'm gonna use this to gain a shield, or I'm sorry, a courage. And then those are all the things that I've done. I'm also just gonna add this here to mark that I've used it. Okay, so now Legion gets to go, and he moves 1 space toward me, I move 1 space toward him, and then he punches me twice. This is kind of how it works. So 1 space, 1 space, and then he moves toward me and hits me twice. So I take 4 more. So I'm at 12. I have this that I can use, and I think that I'm probably, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to take much more damage than 2, but we'll save it for now. If I take a bunch due to like excess darkness cards, that's going to be maybe what I'll prevent. So that could help me survive 1 more round, because I'm just going to probably neglect the Saints and then get beat up. So hopefully it goes well for me. So now let's see what action Legion uses. If the Fallen Seraph comes back, if more Meddling Imps hit the field. Yep, Fallen Seraph is back. And I think, let's see, what space is he on? He's on that Shin, which is back here. It's the closest one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's going to be able to get adjacent to me and deal some damage. This is tough. Alright, so let's just refresh whatever these are. So whenever I gain a boon, I'm dealt 1 damage. I have a card in my hand that gives me a boon. That's pretty important. So I might want to use a prey action to stop that. I get 2 actions now. So let's just see. I could remove the darkness card. I could maybe use it to draw a prayer card instead. Or I could do what I should probably do and pour damage into Legion. I really need to damage Legion, otherwise I'm just gonna get overwhelmed and I'll lose. This is really hard. So that's what I'll do. So I'm gonna stab for my angel action, and then, you know, actually I'll tell you what. First thing I'm gonna do is intercede. I really need to see if I can get rid of one of these darkness cards. I know I don't have a negative status effect on me, but okay, so I do, which lets me, I'm blessed, which lets me heal 1. And I could either, So this is gonna be more dangerous for me in the short, or in the, I guess the short run than that, and I think that I'll leverage that. So that was my angel action here. go go take him in there and then close the door, okay? Thank you. Thank you. Sorry, everybody. Solo mode. It's going nuts. I'm. My kids are going nuts. All right, hang on a second. I'll be right back. I'll take care of the kiddos. Solo mode live stream, everybody. Okay, so one of the cool things about Deliverance, by the way, is the something that I added that really helps is I just had a bunch of interruptions, and life is going to be like that. But I'm able, based on the action tokens in the game, I'm able to see where I'm at so that I don't need to remember, or, I'm soloing it right now, so I don't have anybody to tell me where I'm at. I just have to remember, right? And that was kind of a pain. So I came up with this action token concept that makes it really easy. It's like, okay, I have one action, and I remember that one of them I used was the intercessor action, so I get to use one of my own. So now I think we were talking about using the stab action and getting that additional damage in on Legion. So that's going to be 4 damage. If Legion if he had some kind of affliction on him, I'd get to deal him bonus damage, which Death Sting would be really useful if I could figure a way to do that. Hopefully, with the prey actions and that kind of thing, I'll be able to do that. So, I'm going to risk it again and spend 2 on Field Medic. It's going to heal me. I'm choosing to be healed for 1 and draw a prayer card. I actually am not very strong healer right now. So healing, my choice is either to heal 2 damage or heal 1 and draw a prayer card. And I really need prayer cards, and this build is very useful. So, okay, so I can I'm all equipped with Heavenly Treasure. What I could do is I could theoretically draw Heavenly Treasure and then replace one of my items, which might be good. Or each angel that's been dealt damage this round gains 2 courage. That is very useful. So I'm going to put this on the bottom because I'm okay with my loadout of items, and I'm going to take this. And I'm actually just going to spend it right away. I want that 2 courage. I've been dealt plenty of damage, and because my prayer card, my prayer warrior, I deal Legion 1 damage. There we go. Okay, so that was pretty helpful. So I do have 2 courage to maybe, I know I could do Field Medic again. I could Shield Discus, but I'm feeling okay right now. I'm going to see what happens. So we've got these meddling imps, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. These guys are gonna probably hit me pretty hard. Let's get that Fallen Seraph back into play, right? I don't know if I'm gonna be able to win, guys. This is not looking good for me. Okay, so meddling imps. So they would heal all damage. Let's see what it is that they do. I'm gonna roll this dice here. 3. Okay, so they're gonna move toward me, curse me, and then deal me 2 damage instead if I'm already cursed. So, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. I know they're all in range, so I have 1, 2. Here, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. 3. And the 4th guy, thankfully, is out of range. So, well, that's actually not true at all. So what happens if we were dealing with the the fine, that's kind of a fine detail, but I'm surrounded. The meddling imp, his range was 1 for that particular skill. You can see get 'em boys right there. His range is 1, movement is 7. When he engages an angel, he's going to move up to his maximum movement and then stop in his ideal range. If he's not in his ideal range, let's say I was 10 spaces away, he would just stop and then not do anything. Now, in this case, I'm actually in range, but all the adjacent spaces are taken up. So what happens is, technically, Meddling Imp 1 would go first, Meddling Imp 2 would go next, we've got Meddling Imp 5, and the Meddling Imp 4 would take a space that's adjacent, and the other imp or legion would fall back to the previous space. So that meddling imp is not just, the other imps aren't going to say, don't damage this angel. So what happens with this action is I get cursed and I get dealt 6 damage. So very painful. Cursed and then 6 damage. So this places me, it's like weird. This actually places me at a grand total of remaining health of 1. So very painful. I would be able to prevent all damage and then heal 2. I know this is crazy, but I'm gonna try to save a little bit for this. I know if I take more damage, I can at least prevent that and heal. I don't know, actually. Maybe I should prevent 2 and heal 2. I'm gonna do it now. What if something deals me 1 and then I have to prevent that because I'm at 1 right now, right? So I'm going to prevent all damage dealt to myself from 1 source, which is only one of these meddling imps, and then I'm gonna heal 2. So instead of taking 6, I'm gonna take 4, and then I heal 2. So that's how it would have worked. I was at 10. I went up to 16, but I should be at 12. Now, I also get to deal 2 damage, or 1 damage, so Legion is going to take 1. This is gnarly. I think these imps might be the end of me. They're not very dangerous on their own, but man, it's rough. Okay. So, we have the darkness phase. We've got Legion, and then we've got 1 oppressed saint, so 1, 2, 3. So this is what happens. Oh my goodness! Place 1 fallen seraph on the battlefield adjacent to each angel. If this would result in more than 4 in play, we get dealt damage. So this is not good. I am pretty sure that I'm gonna lose. So we'll place the seraph next to me, and Legion is there. Let's just go out in a blaze of glory, guys. I don't think I'm gonna win. Now we actually get to do these things here. So let's see if we're... I'm already cursed, so if this card goes off, that's actually a good thing. So test 8+, and we got a 7, so no. Now, Secret Indulgence. We have to test X, and let's see what happens. 8. So we're dealt 1 damage. That would have been the lethal 1 damage that... So we made a right move. And then Unchained Spirits, demon with greatest number of damage tokens uses an action, and then each demon moves 2 spaces. So we're gonna go like this. All of these other guys are pretty much as close as they can get, and then the demon with the greatest number of damage. There's actually only Legion has damage, so we're gonna use a meddling imp for this. All right, a 5. It could be our little secret. We're gonna reveal the top card of the darkness deck. If it has a lightning bolt, deal 2 damage to angels divided however players choose, then discard the revealed card. So we have a chance. Yep, we take 2 damage. So we're going to take 2. Okay, so we're at 15 damage total. This is not going well. I might have to try again on Nightmare. Okay, action tokens refresh. And we're going to go out on our shield. Okay. So, How much damage can I possibly deal? You know, I think if I were to do this over again, I might have just tried to pour more damage into Legion. That's super important. Um, Also, just for balancing purposes, his health is a little too high. We're going to reduce the value of health by a little bit, but you know, we're going to reduce it in one or two player, and then we're going to increase it in 3 and 4. So just as far as balance changes that are coming, but that is kind of the bricks. That's the way it works, right? So okay, so we're going to first use to go out on our shield, as is so appropriate for Gabriel because he's got a sweet shield. Um, there it is. Now we're gonna play Lion's Roar. It gives us 2 courage and empower. We're dealing, because it didn't have empower by the time I played that card. We're going to deal only 1 damage to Legion. And then I've got enough to do. Let's just see how much damage I can possibly do. So we're going to stab first to gain a courage and deal 2, 3, 4, 5 damage because of empower. So he's taken 21. He's at 65. Now I get another courage. Whoops. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to deal, let's see, 1 shield discus. Let's do 1 at a time. Okay, so I'm dealing, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with empower, and then potentially 6 if I test successfully. Now, I have blessed and cursed on me at the same time, and a lot of people ask if it's something that, you know, you should, if they cancel each other out, and they don't. I'm going to roll, and if I pass a test, I heal 1, and if I fail a test, I take 1. And I'm at 17 health total. Let's see, 14, 15, 16, 18 health total, actually. So that's useful. Let's test to see if I succeed. And I do. So I heal 1 damage. Here, let's... I don't know, maybe... I don't know, those meddling imps, though. Okay, so I'm going to heal 1 damage, and I deal Legion 6. Let's do it again. Okay, I heal 1 more damage, and I deal Legion 6 more. So Legion takes 12. 5, 10, 11, 12. So this is taken, it's taken 33. Man, if I had maybe another really strong turn, I could do this. Okay, so now I do still have an action left. So I also, actually, you know what? What did I do? So I used Lion's Roar, and then I declared that I used Stab. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage, and I think I added that to him. So he was at 15. Yeah, I did. So those are my actions there. Now I've got this Courageous Signet. I'm going to gain a Courage, and I feel like I'd really like to discus again, but at this point he might as well have 1,000,000 health. I can't quite do anything. So I'm gonna use Field Medic and see if I can get an answer that'll keep me alive for 1 more round. So I'm gonna heal 1. So I'm healing back to 12. So I've taken 12. And then I'm gonna draw from 2 prayer cards and pick 1. Ooh, Prayer of Provision. You may use a free prayer action afterward. Each angel heals 1 damage. Or an angel gains Courage, 2 Shield, and Swift. Ooh, both are good, but that pray action is really good. Okay, so 2 Shield. I want to draw that. So I'm gonna gain this. So let's finish my pray. No, that was actually just with Field Medic. That was the best 2 courage I ever spent. Okay, so I get to use a free pray action. I'm going to deal 1 more damage to Legion. I'm going to draw my prayer card, which is I get to pick from these 2. Target angel gains 1 action. Okay, let's do it. All right, so let's put that back on the top. I'm going to roll to see what happens. Come on. 7. All right, success. I heal 1. Come on. Guys, I don't know if I can do it, but I'm giving it my absolute all right now. So the question is, do I get rid of this cursed, or do I get rid of one of these? I think I really need to get rid of one of these. If I don't, the darkness is just gonna eat me up, and so I'm gonna roll the risk of keeping cursed on my character. This has dealt me 1 damage a couple of times now, and um, so that's what I'm gonna do. I get rid of that darkness card, and you better believe it that I'm gonna gain an action. By the way, I totally used a prey action and didn't gain my courage for it. So let's use an action and using a prayer card, prayer warrior Gabriel, bro. Come on, let's do this. So I'm gonna gain an action. I used that card, so I dealt a damage. So what am I gonna do with this action? Oh, you guys know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pray. Let's pray. Come on. All right, guys. Let's draw the prayer cards with this warrior build. Oh, I love this build right now. Okay, so the golden rule. I can gain a courage and add light to my space. I can also grant a courage and add light to another angel space. So in solo, I can only gain 1 courage and light, or 1 courage, 2 shield, and swift. I feel like a courage and 2 shield is better than a courage and light. The courage, light is basically better over a long period of time, but oh no, Legion is going to deal some serious damage to me if I don't get out of dodge right now. All right, I've got to run away. So let's see if I can't. I wonder if I just like run 5 spaces this way or something, you know? Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I moved here, I don't know. I don't think it would help me though. They're just gonna rotate in and just lay the beat down on me. I'll be at, the Saints will be oppressed. Let's see. So if I move directly away from Legion, that's gonna be my best shot. With the free action that I have. So I think I need to use this. All right, let's try it. So I use the prey action, right? And I'm gonna work to try to cast down a darkness card or remove an affliction from myself. So I could remove this cursed. So I do heal 1 more because blessed. That's really helping me a lot. In all likelihood, I will gain that cursed back, but if I just maybe I could heal 1 more, or I could get rid of this. I honestly think it might be more effective to get rid of that because in all likelihood, I'll get cursed again. Yeah. You know what? I'm feeling pretty good because of my hope of salvation that adds the result to my test. So the only thing I don't feel confident to use is this. Let's get rid of this. It's a safe move. Safe move. It might be a wrong move, but I'm gonna play another prayer card to gain a courage, 2 shield, and I already have swift. So wow, I might actually survive this round. So I gain a courage, 2 shield, and swift. And I really need to use that to get out of dodge, or I'm definitely dead. So, what can I do now? Anything I can do. I know I can use this, but so I used another prayer card, so I'm gonna add 1 damage there. And guys, I'm gonna field medic again. This is extremely powerful. Okay, so prevent up to 2 damage dealt to an angel, then that angel gains 2 shield. You know it. Alright. Okay, so battle recovery is really useful as well. But not... I'm not going to go for it at the moment. I am really surviving because these prayer cards right now. Prayer is powerful. The prayer of a righteous man availeth much. Okay, guys. I'm going to move. I'm going to get out of dodge. Sorry, Saint. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there we go. Saint is very sad. So let's see what Legion does. So we know what he does. I have to move 1 space toward him. He has to move 1 space toward me. Ooh, guys. And then he moves 1, 2. So he actually does not deal me damage right now. That was good. So now we'll menacing cackle, sorry, we'll roll to see what action he does. Hopefully he doesn't put more imps into play. Come on, 4. Oh no, he put Fallen Seraph into play. All right, guys. I might be dead because those guys are gonna act at the end of the round. So what space? Okay, so it's that Fallen Seraph comes down here. This is insane. I don't know if I can do it, guys, but I'm giving it my absolute all. So that's his turn. So I get 2 more turns, and I think that I need to just go all out. And so the angel may draw a prayer card to gain a courage. That is extremely powerful. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna gain a prayer card. Remove an affliction, and I gain a shield. Okay. So let's... Ooh, I could keep that on the top to remove an affliction. Okay, and I'm absolutely going to play that right now. So Legion takes 1 more. So I remove an affliction. I gain a shield. Come on now. Come on now. And let's use the second action to do something that gains the prey action. So 1, 2... Add 2 to the result of a test. Afterward, that angel heals 1 damage and gains the power. I need that. I'll probably get beat up. Let's keep that on the top. That removes an affliction, but it doesn't do a ton. So let's roll dice. Okay, sadly I did not pass. Oh, you know what? Let's add 2 to the result of that test. So gain 1. And so I'm going to heal a damage and gain empower, and I deal a damage because Legion. So I have empower already, so I'm going to heal 1. And so let's see, 1, 2, 3. Guys, I think... Oh my goodness, this is so tight right now. I am going to launch a... Dude, should I? I'm just going to save it. If I survive, it's a miracle. Let's see. I need to save to try to deal as much damage as I possibly can. So I'm actually, because I'm not cursed anymore, I'm going to use this. So let's test, see if I heal. If I pass the test, I actually heal 2 because I'm blessed. Nope. Okay, so that is acceptable. So I did pass the test for the prey action. Doesn't really give me anything that I can do. So what did I add the results? Oh yeah, I did. Oh, you know what? I should not have played this card. Oh, whatever. Too bad. I could have passed that test and it would have helped. I removed Curse already because of the prayer card. But so that's just the way the cookie crumbles. It's one of those things I can't take back now. So let's see what it is that they do. So the imps are going to all cause massive amounts of trouble for me. So we're going to reveal cards until one of these is revealed. Okay, I lose a courage. Alright, I am going to roll a die to see what it is that they do. And that's a 5. Okay, I reveal the top card of the darkness deck. For each of these imps, I do this action. So that's 4 cards. Every lightning bolt, I take 2 damage. Okay, so I take 6. That's very painful. Alright, so these get discarded. I don't know if y'all hear the baby. She's very angry. Let's see. I take 6, right? So 2, 3, and then I would go 4, 5, 6. But let's prevent 2 damage and gain 2 shield. So I'm actually gonna take. I'm only gonna take 2 damage from that. So I'm actually removing a damage token. I removed 3 shield. So I prevent up to 2 damage and then gain 2 shield. So technically, I'll do it this way. Here, just so that it's not confusing. I had 3 shield. I'm going to prevent 2 damage and gain 2 shield. So one of those imps I prevent damage. Then I gain 2 shield. Now I'm going to take 4 damage from the other imp cards, and that is the way that works. Legion takes another damage because I played a prayer card. And now we've got the Fallen Seraph. I've used all my actions, so the Fallen Seraphs are going to go next. And based on what they do, I will live or die. So let's see what we do. So flip a face down darkness card. Thankfully we have none. We're going to Juggernaut. Roll for Juggernaut. So see if they deal damage to me. Thankfully they don't. It's going well. Now, if we roll Blade Master, I'm dead. No! I rolled Blade Master. Okay, so let's see. They're going to move up to 5. So that's 1, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 2 of them hit me. I'm going to take 8 damage. 8. So that's maybe I'm alive. 9, 17. So I take a total of, plus I have a shield, so I have a total of 18 health. I've taken 16 damage. Okay. Wow. So I barely live. Barely live. Okay. That was just a huge turn for me. Okay. Now, Angels and Demons have acted, and you better believe it that I'm going to level up right now. I'm going to choose Talents. Oh, actually, here, let me shuffle them real quick. Okay. So, I can either gain a Courage or 2 Shield, and you guys know. You guys know. I'm going to gain 2 Shield. Alright. So, let's see. We're going to begin another round. So, let's pull out his Darkness cards. And then I have to... so, 4 total cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so choose one... Oh, no. Each angel's dealt 2 damage. If a player has... Okay. So I'm dealt 2 damage.
Sweetheart, I have to change it, baby.
Okay, I'm going to close this. My wife has to change a baby. So, alright, I'm dealt 2 damage, but thankfully I have this now. Choose a demon type that's currently in play and destroy each demon of that type. Angels are each dealt 1 damage per demon destroyed in this manner. If this is Legion, players lose the game instead. And guys, that is it for me because I either choose Seraphs, which deal me 1 damage apiece for destroying all 3 of them, or the Imps, which deal me 1 damage apiece, 4 damage. So guys, I lose. I was close. I tried hard. We dealt Legion 39 damage out of 66. I felt like, hey, maybe we were on the right track, but just a little too short, a little too late. So hopefully you all appreciated that. That was an epic game, and I will have to hunt for my Guardian title later. Hopefully you all enjoyed Solo. It was really intense and extremely fun, and we'll catch y'all on the flip side. All right, see ya.